What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how we purchased 9 cars in this past year. But first, as always, we've got stuff to do.
So HP, I have to ask, how are you feeling today? You were not here on Tuesday's video, you were missed.
Yeah, I definitely was. Feeling loads better. I'm not pent up on the couch anymore. I can breathe clearly, or almost clearly. I'm like this like all the time throughout the year. I'm allergic to Texas weather, unfortunately. But I feel really good and I'm ready to get back on my A game.
So today, like HP said, we're going to be breaking down how we bought 9 cars this year, but the first errand that HP has to run is he has to go to downtown Dallas to go fix our Scion. Now you may remember that we made a video recently about how we were delisting the Scion from GetAround and we were selling it. Well, we haven't sold it yet, and my sister is in town from London for the holidays and she doesn't have a car. So we gave her the Scion and things didn't work out as planned.
She broke it. Well, we don't know if she broke it.
It's debated if she broke it.
It's debatable, but it wasn't broken until we gave it to her, so we can only assume it was her.
So now HP has to go fix it.
You can see it's not expertly parked over here because they couldn't get it started. And we're not really sure what the issue is. I have an idea, but I have to figure it out. Okay, so super strange. It didn't have power, even when I got in the car. And wiggled the battery terminals, and it has power now. Oh, would you look at that? I fixed it because I'm a genius and I'm awesome. Now that we got the one car that isn't making us money right now, let's go work on the cars that are making us money.
So when it comes to our Turo fleet in 2021, we have purchased 9 cars. We purchased 3 Mazdas, a Hyundai, a Mercedes, a Honda Fit, a Scion, a Yaris, and a Maserati, which brings the entire count to 9 vehicles. In addition to these 9 cars, we also have our Ford Transit camper van, which has been a work in progress for about a year and a half now, but it is so close to the finish line. We also have our 29-foot RV. So we really purchased 10 vehicles, 9 of them being cars and 1 of them being recreational vehicles. In fact, let's go check in one of those cars now because the Hyundai Sonata just got returned and it's going out in about an hour. But again, we got to take the boosted board because HP took my car and now I don't have any mode of transportation except for this board. Now, whenever it comes to expanding the fleet by 9 cars this year, it was a task that did not go off without a hitch. In fact, the original plan was to get to 20 cars this year, which, spoiler alert, we definitely didn't do.
But in this video, we're not going to be talking about why we didn't get to 20 cars this year. We're going to talk about that in a separate video. We're instead going to be focusing on how we're able to accomplish getting to 9 vehicles in 1 year and the steps it took to get that number.
So whenever it comes to how we were able to buy 9 cars this year, I think there's really 3 things that we did, or 3 strategies that we used to be able to accomplish this. And the first one is to keep an eye out for good deals. I mean, we aren't made of money. We definitely have a limited budget whenever it comes to cars. And by buying cars below market value and by really keeping an eye on how much we're paying for cars allowed for us to really stretch our budget as far as possible.
And getting cars below market price is crucial for this, because if we ended up paying that 10 or 20% above market price that a lot of people are paying for cars right now, we wouldn't have 9 cars. We'd have more like 5 or 6, because every dollar that you spend extra on that 1 or 2 cars means that's less money you get to spend on other cars. We're balling on a budget, like Aubrey said.
So buying cars below market value, paying attention to the depreciation rate of the car, as well as just the overall type of car you're buying, all of these things will play a really important role in allowing for you to expand your fleet quickly. And I know for us, it played a really big role whenever we were able to buy 9 cars this year.
All this talk of money is making me hungry. It's late outside. The sun's gone down like 2 hours ago. I'm hungry. Let's pick this back up tomorrow. And just like that, it's the next day. we've got to go to the RV. Let's get going.
So HP, what are we doing this lovely morning that is right before Christmas?
We have an RV booking and we're actually going to be delivering this RV and dropping it off.
Now, normally in a normal circumstance, I wouldn't want us to go deliver the RV. RVs especially are just a big pain to deliver because of the fact that we have to go get my dad's truck. We have to drive it down to wherever it's being delivered to, and it's just kind of a costly and time intensive thing. It's just like really typically not worth it, which is why we don't deliver cars for our Turo fleet. But in this specific instance, I think that there's an exception, and it's because of the fact that we're wanting to build up our outdoorsy profile. This is only our second rental on Outdoorsy. The renter is paying a delivery fee, so we're recouping our costs, even though it is going to be a pretty big time suck for the day. But anything to really get our Outdoorsy profile with some reviews, some trips, some notoriety under our belt, it really will kind of help our profile in the long run, which is why we ended up doing it.
And this particular Outdoorsy client isn't actually a typical Outdoorsy client. She's actually not going to even be driving the RV or taking it anywhere. She's simply using it as an extension of her home for her parents. Parent-in-laws, yeah, actually. That's the best way to do it.
And that brings us to the second reason as to how and why we're able to grow our fleet by 9 cars this year, and that is developing processes. This is something that we talked about a lot on this channel, the importance of having a process in place. That way your workload doesn't increase as your fleet grows, or at least doesn't increase at the same rate. Developing a process is one of the most important things that you should do whenever you're growing your Turo fleet, and it's one of the things that will have so much more returns than any other thing that you can do.
And this is one of the things we're working to develop with the RV. We don't have a process in place yet, but we're working on it.
And really the last and probably biggest factor is the fact that we invest or reinvest all of the money that we make back into the business. And this is something that I think is really crucial, especially for somebody that has a growing business that you're wanting to grow relatively quickly. Over the last year and a half, HP and I's income has increased, I think, way more than we had ever expected it to increase, but our spending hasn't increased.
And we don't talk a lot about it on this channel, but Aubrey actually works in consulting and she gets paid a salary. So we actually only live off of that salary like we have been for the past 3 years. And all of the extra money that we earn and all of our other different adventures goes right back into our businesses. And to treat ourselves when we're feeling a little bad, we actually live off of Aubrey's extra earnings from TikTok, which is like $9 a day.
I wish that I earned $9 a day through TikTok. Let's see what my earnings were for yesterday on TikTok. So I think $9 a day would be a pretty big pay increase because yesterday I made 56 cents.
You told me that you're part of the TikTok Creators Fund, not the TikTok UNICEF Fund.
And just like that, HP has to go drop off the RV. Drive safe. Look at that beaut leaving. The majesticness. So ultimately, you guys, whenever it comes to how we were able to grow our fleet by 9 cars this year, it really comes down to 3 different factors. Number 1, reinvesting into the business. If growth is a really important thing to you, don't adjust your spending as your earnings grow and as your income grows. Try to live conservatively. That way you can invest back into your business as much as possible. Number 2, develop a process. And number 3, buy below market value, look for those good deals, and really prioritize how much you're spending on each one of your cars. But like always, you guys, if you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, we would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And we will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday. We'll see you in the next one.